Hello beautiful people, LosingDrea here, and it's a little late tonight, but I had to come to you real quickly. Lately I've been making paper beads. I've been into making paper beads, and I really want to thank, I think it's Beyond Bracelets, for your wonderful tutorials. Janice Mae, you have some nice tutorials out there, and you kind of masterminded the whole paper bead thing, as far as like monopolizing it and whatnot, and you have this really cool kit supposedly with your little cool bamboo bead roller that you sell with your Vibrance liquid, and I'm just saying, I bought a kit off of Amazon. It was supposed to come with a metal roller and a bamboo roller, neither of which were in the kit. All that came in the kit was the Vibrance and a stack of these pre-cut magazine papers for making beads. Now, this is from 1 inch tapered to near nothing. I don't know if you can, let me see if I can get that all the way in there. Okay, it's like a pie shape, but a very long pie shape. And the longer the paper, usually the bigger, fatter, rounder the bead. You start at this end, and this is what will make the width, or the length of the bead, and then you would end at the tapered smaller end, and whatever image shows on this end is usually the image that you would see in the middle and or on the top, depending on the shape of the paper. These papers, there's not a single one of them that does not have text on them, both sides, which does not make for a very pretty bead. Now, here's just, most of them are the same. It's like a cookie cutter of the same thing, as if some magazine company made a misprint of their magazine and they said, well, what are we going to do with all these magazines? We can't use them. She got a hold of them, and now she's making a profit by selling them within her kit. Now, that little stack weighs. It's making you pay for shipping for something you could do without, because it's no good. I mean, literally every single piece has text on both sides. That's one side, and that's the other side. You see? Now, this is the part that I'll mostly get left with. This part will get rolled up. So depending on which side I use, that's what I get left with. Okay? But there's text on both sides, end to end, regardless. And it seems like, if you notice, the same exact pieces all the way through, and then it changes, and then there's just other pieces with text. Now look at this one. This text, this is not your eyes messing with you, this is not my camera messing with you. It was like a misprint, okay? Text on top of text. You see in here, it says delivery services on top of advertise with us. It was a misprint. They misstamped it, misprinted over it, whatever. It's irregular pieces of paper. It really shows a lot from Janice Mae to include this in her kit. I will never buy anything from the woman. Let alone, I know that it was from Amazon that I purchased her kit. It might have been somebody else, and it might have been just sheer accident that the tools actually fell out of the bag. There was holes in the bottom of the little Ziploc bag that all the stuff came in. But the beads from this paper are just, you know, hey, I'm going to cut my own beads. I've been cutting my own beads. I mean, this is the bead I'm getting. It's got text all the way around it. I wish this would focus better. It is not making for a very pretty bead, and excuse my nails because I had them done, but I guess in doing paper beads they're getting a little messed up on the edges. But I wish this would focus better so you can actually see it's just all text all the way around this thing, and it's not even like, some paper beads are nice with text, like books. You can take like old books and stuff and cut them up. I don't suggest you cut up good books or whatever, but text from books, old French dictionaries, you know, people do make some wonderful, beautiful paper beads out of those pages from within those books. The only nice bead that I made from her so far that I really like is this one. It just so happened it was a couple sheets of paper in here. I have exactly 4 of these beads. It was 4 sheets of paper. That those beads are just like blank, or it's got text, but so much like the same color of the paper you can't really see it. So these beads are like black, and they look like they got little stripes because it's like the edge of the paper. If you don't finish the edges of the paper, you might see white. But here, just to give you an example, this is a piece of paper that has not been tapered. It's just a straight up 1 inch across. And I colored the last couple, the inch or so that covers, because you don't have to decorate the whole strip. You just need the last couple of inches that's going to seal it to give you the look that you want. Okay, so if you're going to stamp an image or something, you're going to want to stamp it only on the last couple of inches of that piece of paper. Here's one that I did that's solid little barrel. Okay, it's green. And now this whole strip it's usually I just do the edges of them, or I'll do the whole thing depending on the bead. Make tiny little bead ones that are red. Here's some that I decorated. Okay, you got red and green stripes. There was a really cool one that I started to show you. Oh, here it is, the little Rastafarian bead. Okay, the Jamaican colors. Here's one that I actually did on yellow paper, and I just striped it with brown. And I'm using permanent magic marker, by the way, because when you do these, you don't want any colors that are going to run when the glue touches it, or Mod Podge, or whatever sealer that you might use on it. And here I did a couple of these. I'm losing my voice. A couple of these, they're like spotted red and green. I was getting a little festive, you know. And you can do many things with these beads. You can make little earrings. You can wire them up with other types of beads. String them up, stretch string, what have you. Here's some rainbow colored beads that I did. Okay, you can make them very colorful. You can color coordinate them to anything that you would want. But see, these don't have text on them. These are beads that I made. Okay, here's absolutely, I love this one. It's blue on the edges and dark in the middle. Okay, that to me is a nice bead, and once finished they'll look like glass, and it'll look like a bead and nobody will even know it's paper. But when you have text all over it, you know that it's paper. So, just saying, very inferior product. I would not bother buying anything from Janice Mae now, having seen this. To me, this shows a lack of respect for the client. And Janice Mae, I hope you see this video, because it is about paper beads, and I will tag it for paper beads. But I know that you allow this product to be sold to somebody for Amazon to have gotten a hold of it, and neither side of these is worth using. It's as if to say, well, I might have an more expensive kit that doesn't have text, but this is like the lower quality grade kit, but there's no warning to that, so that's not fair. So do yourself a favor and find some magazine strips to cut that are just pictures and images and not all that text, because that's just horrible to do that. Just saying. So, be happy, be healthy, be beautiful, but just be you. If you're on a weight loss journey, be the boss of your own loss. I always say that. And if you're a crafter, which most of us out here in the weight loss community are, just know, if you plan on making paper beads, you do not have to buy a special roller and a kit. You can buy Vibrance separately if you want, but I've heard this is not the greatest of products out there for making paper beads nonetheless. Just the opinion of one person who happens to sell it, so she endorses it. And yeah, be blessed. Peace out.